Hello friends, welcome to Inside Cycling Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about India-Mauritius relations in the context of recent launch of India's development works in Mauritius. So now let's see first what topics we are going to cover in this particular video. In this video, we are going to mainly discuss about India-Mauritius relations. Along with that, what are the developmental activities we are taking up in Agaléga Island. First, we'll see the map pointing of Agaléga Island, then the significance of Agaléga Islands, then why did Mauritius choose India, and why Mauritius is important to India and why India is important to Mauritius. You know that recently even we had Colombo Security Conclave as well. In Colombo Security Conclave, India, Mauritius, Sri Lanka and Maldives, all these four countries are members, but unfortunately Maldives did not present in this security conclave because the ongoing tensions between India and Maldives due to Maldives new government. Next, significance for both the nations we will discuss. Now before we discuss everything, first let's see the map pointing. The map pointing of this particular news is about, so Mauritius, where is Mauritius located? Mauritius location is from India's southwest. In India's southwest, if first you will see Maldives, after that Chagos Islands, then Madagascar, Mauritius. Okay, so this is where Mauritius is located, and whichever the island now we are talking about this Agaléga Islands. This is so if this is the Madagascar and this is the Mauritius, and on top of this Mauritius, towards the north of the Mauritius you have this Agaléga Islands. Okay, north of Mauritius these islands are present. Now India is developing a airstrip as well as a jetty service at Agaléga Islands. So obviously this will improve the relations between India and Mauritius, and India's presence in Indian Ocean is going to be improved obviously, because China is trying to improve its presence in this particular area through string of pearls by constructing various ports across the Indian Ocean, and those China projects are mainly covering the international crude oil supply lines. So in this context, definitely developmental works in Mauritius is going to boost India's presence in Indian Ocean. There is no doubt in that. So here, already we discussed about Mauritius map pointing and rest of the particular areas. Let's see why it is in news. Context: Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mauritius Prime Minister Pravind Jugnauth, they virtually inaugurated airstrip and jetty both. Okay, so services to ensure maritime security and connectivity to Mauritius Agaléga Islands. Okay, previously this Mauritius and Agaléga Islands. Okay, so this Agaléga Islands and Mauritius, the connectivity is a bigger issue. Actually, this Agaléga Islands, it was severely neglected by the Mauritius government, and there is a lack of basic amenities as well. Because of that, the socio-economic development of the people in these Agaléga Islands, it is completely very low compared to people in the Mauritius. So this can be seen as very good initiative towards this people in Agaléga Islands. First, more it is in news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Mauritius Prime Minister, they virtually inaugurated the airstrip and jetty services. As we discussed earlier, these two countries, they are working actively to improve security, prosperity and stability in the Indian Ocean region. Okay, security, prosperity and stability in the Indian Ocean region. Stability mainly in terms of fighting against this pirates, as well as fighting against drug trafficking. So against these things, we are working towards the stability. Next, these kind of projects definitely will enhance islands' capacity and capabilities in marine surveillance and security. Next, since 2003, there were several attempts have been made to upgrade the airstrip, but nothing concrete was materialized. Okay, after the government changed in India, the relationship between the India and Mauritius keep on getting bettered. The move to develop this airstrip and jetty services, it came after the Indian Prime Minister visit to Mauritius in 2015. Okay, our Prime Minister visited to Mauritius in 2015. In that visit, these developmental projects were announced. Prime Minister flagged there are certain concerns regarding the Indian Ocean region security issues, and India and Mauritius are going to be natural partners in the maritime domain. Okay, so India is trying to promote its presence in Indian Ocean. If you remember Gujarat Doctrine, According to the Gujarat Doctrine, India should help to its neighborhood nations in a in a unilateral way, okay, in unconditional manner. That means whatever the help we are doing, we should not expect the return help from our neighbors. By keeping that in mind, we are helping to our neighbor countries. It may be countries which are having the land border with India, or which may be the countries present in Indian Ocean as well. Actually, to strengthen our presence in Indian Ocean, even we started this policy of Sagar. Okay, we will discuss that to improve India's security and India's presence in ocean water. This Agaléga Islands. These are approximately 650 nautical miles north of Mauritius. Just now we have seen in the map. These are the group of islands with a total area of 26 square kilometer and a population of around 300 people. Significance of these islands. These islands, they are holding very important socio-economic and national security interest of the Mauritius. It also aligns with India's maritime vision as well. What is the maritime vision of India? To promote the stability, security and prosperity in the Indian Ocean region. These islands, they are completely dependency of Mauritius, and they are not developed for so many years because of the connectivity issue, and even the presence of government in these islands is also very limited. That means the Mauritius government. The sustainability and well-being of this development, these islands inhabitants, it presented a challenge. Even the most basic needs also they don't have, because of the absence of official government or security presence in this particular island. So this development effort from India, it is going to be a boon for this particular island and Mauritius overall. India-Mauritius relations. Official relations between India and Mauritius, this was established in 1948, and around 20 years before India's country's independence from Britain, we had communication between the India and Mauritius. These two countries sharing common historical, social and cultural bonds as well. And 70% of the Mauritius people, they were Indian origin. I mean, one generation or two generations back. And the most consistent feature in the history of bilateral relations, it has been the friendship between these two countries and the trust between these two countries. So far between these two countries, we did not had any major dispute, irrespective of the government. And one more thing, this Mauritius government, they had this kind of parliamentary form of government. Traditionally, with most of the parliamentary form of governments, India maintained good relations. Political leadership, the diplomatic and military communities, and the relation between the people to people, all these aspects are sitting very well between these two nations. Significance for India. The major significance for India is India's presence and India's efforts towards stability in the Indian Ocean. Regarding that, it is very important. Now let's see. The goodwill and trust between these two nations obviously will further improve, and the joint development of this particular island, it will underline India's commitment towards its Sagar policy. Sagar stands for security and growth for all in the region. Which region? In the Indian Ocean region. It will indicate other maritime neighbors that India is very smooth and we don't interfere in the other countries' internal matters. That means this kind of developmental works, even it can signal positive towards countries like Maldives, so that Maldives people also, they will get further positive impact about India. India would like to emerge as the preferred development and security partner in the Indian Ocean region majorly. Even as India's presence is getting developed in the Indian Ocean region, America also would like to more, their policies in Asia are going to be revolved around India. Okay, they are going to play their policies as India as a pivot. So that can be possible as well. That was reflected even in policies like Quad, Malabar Navy exercise, like that. India's strategic presence, counterbalancing China's influence, we have to. So we require our presence in the Indian Ocean. String of pearls strategy of China has to be countered. Enhanced security infrastructure, regional cooperation like through Sagar, and better monitoring for India. Monitoring in terms of this, this maritime pirates and drugs, terrorism. On those aspects, India can have better monitoring in Indian Ocean region. Benefits for Mauritius. Benefits for Mauritius are, first, this connectivity between this island and Mauritius can be improved. The socio-economic development of that particular island can be improved, and overall the living standards of the people in that particular island can be improved. Yesterday's video question, consider the following statements. Green hydrogen is produced by burning hydrogen gas with coal, releasing carbon dioxide as a byproduct. The first thing is, in the production of green hydrogen, no fossil fuel will be used. So here the question, they are giving coal will be used. So this statement is wrong. Second, National Green Hydrogen Mission aims to make India a global hub for production, usage and export of green hydrogen and its derivative. This is right, obviously. The main intention behind this green hydrogen mission is to keep India at the global platform. Let's see today's video question. Today's video question is, with reference to Belt and Road Initiative, consider the following statements. It aims to filling the infrastructure gap in Asia by connecting land and sea routes under the Silk Route. Okay, aims to fill the infrastructure gaps. India is a part of this initiative. Okay, now select the correct statement using the codes given below. Pick the right statement. Mains question, what do you understand by string of pearls? What do you mean string of pearls? How does it impact India? And briefly outline the steps taken by India to counter this string of pearls. This is today's mains question. Now, as we reach to the end of this video, in this particular video, we mainly discussed about India's developmental initiative in Agaléga Islands. These islands are related to Mauritius. And we also discussed about India-Mauritius relations and India's policy framework towards Indian Ocean and its Sagar policy. Why these kind of projects are very important to India, and what are the security imperatives to India in Indian Ocean in relation to China's string of pearls. So this is the detailed analysis regarding the India's developmental works in Mauritius. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. Jai Hind.